Tonight, I would like to share a story of a mentor who changed my life. His name is Steve Walker. Steve lives in New England, and in New England, they like to heat their house with wood pellets. Steve uses wood pellets. One day, Steve noticed that his wood pellets were being made in Montana. So he asked himself, why are these wood pellets being made in Montana? He even went as far as asking his distributor why his wood pellets were being made in Montana. His distributor's response to that question was, I don't know, why don't you make them yourself? Most people would laugh that off, but Steve actually went and took it upon himself to start making wood pellets. He started in his garage, just making wood pellets. He built that business up into what's now known as New England Wood Pellets, which has 15% of the wood pellet market in the Northeast. Yeah, pretty amazing guy. Another key characteristic of Steve is that he's severely dyslexic. Steve and I met at the dyslexia conference where Steve was the keynote speaker. At the time, I was in engineering school. The coursework was tough, and I was struggling. I loved engineering, but I was falling behind because of my dyslexia. Steve's speech was all about finding strength and overcoming his challenges. He talked about a time that he had to admit to other business leaders that he couldn't read. He also talked about how if he could go back and change things and he had the option not to be dyslexic, he would take that choice. After his talk, I went up to him. I introduced myself and I told him about my situation. I asked him if I could shadow him and see how he built his business. To my surprise, he handed me his business card and told me to call him. Now, I'm not sure if he meant that at the time, but I followed up. And shortly later, I flew to New England to spend 3 days with Steve. These days changed my life. I didn't just see how Steve ran his business. He welcomed me into his home and treated me like I belonged there. What stood out to me the most was how much he trusted me. He didn't hold back or treat me like I didn't know anything. He included me in all of his conversations. He shared what he was thinking and encouraged me to ask questions. This was perfect. The timing of this visit was perfect. I was in the hardest semester of my life in college, and I was on the edge of giving up. Spending time with Steve helped me see that my dyslexia wasn't holding me back. It was just a different way of thinking. His encouragement gave me the boost I needed to push through that semester. Since then, Steve and I stay in touch. I only get to talk to him once or twice a year. But last year, when I was being bullied at work because of my dyslexia, I called Steve and he reminded me of this. The challenges that you're facing now aren't the end of your story, and they are just a part of it. That helped me see things in a different way. One thing that Steve told me early on that really stuck with me. He said, one day you'll meet someone who is struggling, and you'll be able to help them in the same way that I have helped you. That ideal of paying it forward is something that I have tried to live by ever since. Steve had taught me how to face challenges, believe in myself, and help others. Steve did not just build a successful business. He helped me see my own potential. Thanks to him, I've learned to turn my dyslexia into a strength. His belief in me helped me believe in myself, and I will always be grateful for that. Thank you.